I'm ranking every single Lumion based on 7 different criteria, and today's Lumion is Reptide. Battle prowess wise, Reptide is super similar to Dripple, in that, like Dripple, both of its attacking stats are almost identical, which in my opinion does more harm than good, since it's better to be min-maxed. And aside from the evolution move that Reptide gets, every single move that Reptide gets after it evolves is ranged. However, ice coverage with Sleet Shot is nice, and you're going to be using a water type during the area of the game that is chock full of fire and earth types. The Corrupt Ikuzundo is an electric type, so you really can't use it against that. But aside from that, Reptide can pretty much handle the entirety of Hiwa. And a correction from Rabrin's video, you probably will still have your middle stage, beginner Lumion for Sephiroth City, but Reptide won't be helping with Sephiroth City at all, so no need to worry about it. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It helps in Hiwa, but it doesn't really use its stats that efficiently. It's just an alright Lumion. All beginner Lumions get a 7 out of 10 in availability. You know the gist by now. Reptide actually has a bit more going on in its concept compared to Dripple at least. You can actually more clearly understand the types of animals that's concepted on, which in Reptide's case is based on newts and salamanders. It's also starting to incorporate some of the aspects of the light type, which is a type that gains in its evolution, and the wiki cites the swap monster trope in fiction horror as a possible origin point for little old Reptide here, which I think is pretty neat. 8 out of 10. Now, how well does that concept transfer over to its design? Well, I mean, starting with the positives, I really like that you could actually see part of the light bulb like growing on its head, which again is an aspect that gains its evolution, so the light bulb thingy doesn't come out of nowhere. I like his hands, I like the swimmy flippers, but everything else is a little bit of an eyesore, I can't lie. A lot of old Lumion Legacy models aren't that good and definitely need a little bit of remodeling, but I think this is a case where the design is at fault. I don't know, maybe that's just me. It's not as bad as Dripple though. 4 out of 10. Moving on to the alpha, I need to actually go back to Dripple's video and like address something that I got wrong. Dripple's eyebrows don't not change in its alpha, they turn slightly more pink, and that's it. And the same thing applies to Reptide. At least it's more noticeable with Reptide because there's more yellow on its base form. It's a decent alpha, I don't think it's anything particularly special. Compared to base Reptide, I think it's a nicer change, while Dripple's alpha compared to regular Dripple just looked bad in my opinion. 5 out of 10. For Reptide's Gamma, my thoughts are the exact same as I had with Dripple's Gamma. I genuinely have nothing to add and nothing to change. The color scheme is nice, the yellow actually complements it nicer. Since there's more yellow on base Reptide, I think this Gamma color scheme works better on Reptide than it did on Dripple, so I'm gonna give it one higher score and give it a 7 out of 10. Lastly, let's go over Reptide's name. Its roots are reptile and tide, as in, you know, water tides. This is an amazing name, but Reptide isn't a reptile. We went from Dripple not even having an animal in its name to Reptide having the wrong animal in its name. Overall, 8 out of 10. Reptide's final score is a 6.4 out of 10, putting it in the middle of our current Lumion top 5.